What's up, Shutter Sports Media? My name is Kyle Chambers, and I think the Buffalo Bills could finally break through and win the Super Bowl this season. To understand why the Buffalo Bills could be contenders for the Super Bowl, we have to go all the way back to 2016. In 2016, the Buffalo Bills had very high hopes because Tyrod Taylor was very athletic at quarterback, and Rex Ryan had playoff experience with the New York Jets. Despite all of this hype and promise about the Buffalo Bills, they still only went 7-9 on the season, and in December of 2016, the Bills decided to make a change at head coach, firing Rex Ryan. The Bills knew they had to make a change. That's why they chose to hire Sean McDermott. Sean McDermott was the defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers from 2011 to 2016. During that time, the Carolina Panthers had one of the most dominant defenses in football, including a Super Bowl appearance in 2015. Sean McDermott had a lot of pressure going into his first season as the Bills head coach. The Bills hadn't made the playoffs since 1999, which was the longest playoff drought in the NFL. Despite all this, the Bills went 9-7 on the year. They did lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC wildcard game, but they broke their 17-year playoff drought, starting a brand new era of tough and physical football in Buffalo. Despite the success the Buffalo Bills had in the 2017 season, they wanted to make an upgrade at quarterback. That's why they drafted Josh Allen 7th overall in the 2018 NFL Draft. The Bills liked Josh Allen because he was a big guy at over 6'5" and over 230 pounds. He had a strong arm, and he had a lot of speed when he left the pocket, creating other opportunities on the field that some quarterbacks might not be able to do. Tyrod Taylor was a decent starting quarterback at the time, but he didn't have the speed and athleticism the Bills were looking for. Unfortunately for Josh Allen, in the 2018 season, there were some rookie mistakes. He ended up having 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions in that year, leading the Bills to a 6-10 record. Despite Josh Allen not having the rookie year that he expected, he was able to help the Bills in 2019 to a 10-6 record with 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, guiding them to an AFC wildcard berth. Unfortunately, the Bills did lose to Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans in the AFC wildcard game, but their confidence was back. Going into the 2020 season, the Bills decided to add more athleticism. In March of 2020, the Buffalo Bills acquired wide receiver Stefon Diggs from the Minnesota Vikings. At the time, Stefon Diggs was a great up-and-coming receiver in the NFL with back-to-back seasons of over 1,000 yards receiving, and he had a lot of speed that he could add to the offensive end. In 2020, the Josh Allen-Stefon Diggs duo was definitely clicking. The offensive resurgence of the Buffalo Bills led them to a 13-3 record and an AFC East divisional title. In the playoffs, the Bills took care of business, beating Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC divisional game, beating a red-hot Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. After defeating the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills had to go up against the big bad Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs were the defending Super Bowl champions, and they had a great system with their head coach Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes under center, and the great offensive juggernaut tight end Travis Kelce. Despite the Buffalo Bills' best effort, they did lose in the AFC Championship game to the Kansas City Chiefs. In the 2021 season, the Bills were confident they'd be able to take care of business. The 1-2 duo with Josh Allen at quarterback and Stefon Diggs at wide receiver was working well. Stefon Diggs had 1,535 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns during the regular season. They went 11-6 in the regular season, helping them clinch their second straight AFC East divisional title. In the AFC wildcard game, the Bills took care of business at home, putting up 47 points on Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, booking their spot in the AFC divisional game. Guess who the Bills had to face? The same team they did the year before, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs had home field advantage because once again in the 2021 season, they had the first overall seed in the AFC. The Bills were a lot more prepared in the 2021 season, but it just wasn't their time as it came down to who scored first in overtime, and the Kansas City Chiefs were the victors by a score of 42-36. The Buffalo Bills in 2022 thought that was going to be the time they were going to shine, especially because for the third straight season, the Josh Allen-Stefon Diggs combo was clicking on all cylinders. Stefon Diggs once again had over 1,000 yards receiving, and the Buffalo Bills had an overall record of 13-3, and they had once again clinched the top spot in the AFC East division. Even though the Buffalo Bills took care of business of the Miami Dolphins in the AFC wildcard game, they weren't able to overcome the greatness of Joe Burrow, losing by a score of 27-10 at home in the AFC divisional game. After a disappointing season in 2022, the Bills are more determined than ever to bring a Super Bowl ring to Western New York. In 2023, the Josh Allen-Stefon Diggs connection was firing on all cylinders, as Stefon Diggs had over 1,000 receiving yards and Josh Allen had over 4,000 passing yards for the 4th year in a row. After going 11-6 and winning the AFC East once again, it seemed like there was nothing that was going to stop the Buffalo Bills. In the AFC wildcard game, they took care of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had a depleted quarterback in Mason Rudolph. Guess who the Bills had to face in the AFC divisional game? You guessed it, the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite the Bills' best effort on the defensive end, the offense wasn't able to get anything going in the cold weather, and once again the Bills lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs. That wasn't the only problem for the Buffalo Bills in the 2024 offseason. There was a power struggle between Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs regarding who should be leading the team off the field. This led the Buffalo Bills to trade Stefon Diggs to the Houston Texans going into the 2024 campaign. In 2024, the offense was ran with a lot more of a group effort mentality after Stefon Diggs left, with people like Keon Coleman and Joshua Palmer having a lot more responsibility on the offensive side of the ball. With a top 5 defense in the NFL and Josh Allen spreading the ball around a lot more on the offensive side, the Bills had an overall record of 13-4, and they were once again the best team in the AFC East. After defeating the Denver Broncos in the AFC wildcard round, the Buffalo Bills came out on top, beating the Baltimore Ravens by a score of 27-25. And once again in the 2024 AFC Championship game, the Buffalo Bills faced no other than the Kansas City Chiefs. The offense for the Bills was a lot more prepared this time to take on the Chiefs defense, putting up 29 points, but the very calculated playstyle of Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs was too much for the defense to handle, as the Bills lost 32-29 to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game once again. The upside for the Buffalo Bills in 2024, though, was that Josh Allen won a regular season MVP. Josh Allen was the first person to win MVP for the Buffalo Bills since running back Thurman Thomas did it all the way back in 1991. Going into 2025, the Bills have a lot of the same receiving core as they did in 2024. This worked wonders for them in their first game of the regular season in a Sunday night thriller, coming back from a 15-point deficit to beat the red-hot Baltimore Ravens 41-40 to be the only team in the AFC East to have a winning record thus far. Do you think the Buffalo Bills are finally going to break through and win the Super Bowl this year? Let me know in the comments. I'm Kyle Chambers, and thank you for listening to my rant about the Buffalo Bills.